I didn't know that the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer was going to drop when it did the other day. I haven't been following it. I knew that it was something that is supposed to come out, a while ago, but because of everything, as a lot of movies got pushed back, they pushed it back too. I feel Ghostbusters Afterlife, they gave us just very little bit of glimpses and teases, and it was happening at such a weird time where so many other things were happening too that I don't think anybody was really able to make a solid decision on it. In terms of is this something that they like the look of, they don't like the look of, what? Now that it's happened, now it's almost like it's so it's so it's waited so long. Maybe it'll be a good thing for it. Coming right on the heels of the He-Man Kevin Smith utter dumpster fire, and just the general disillusionment that anybody with a brain should have about any storytelling coming from Hollywood. It's interesting that this dropped. It's to the point where you are pretty naive and stupid and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, yeah, stupid to think this next one though is gonna be good. No, no, it's that's not logical in any way. But what do we do with what we've seen from Afterlife? Because I'm going to cover all of the different angles and the ways that people tend to think are might be reacting to the Afterlife trailer, and then I'll probably my own will tend to emerge, I'm sure, as I'm giving these other ones. The whole thing about Ghostbusters Afterlife is I'm cautiously optimistic. How cautious are you? You look like you're about to piss your pants as you say that. No, you're excited, you're squeeing all over the place. It's just the cool hip thing right now to say I'm cautiously optimistic. No, you're not really cautious at all. You're totally on board again. That thumbnail with the graveyard that Rob's Movie Collection had made for me, and it made sense, right? The death of Hollywood. What about the afterlife? Because Ghostbusters Afterlife is a it's a different case. Okay, it's a different case. It's not simply a case of them bringing back Ghostbusters. It's a case of they already did that shenanigan. They already did that debacle. That just I've already said dumpster fire. I'm trying to think of synonym. What's extreme enough that horrible just blight upon the existence of film that was the 2016 Ghostbusters movie. It was wretched. It was disgusting. And they brought everybody back that you wanted to see back. They brought Dan Aykroyd back, Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray. They were all part of that. They were part of it. They were doing the promotional tour. They were on the interviews. They were throwing in their lot, whether they said things or not. They were guilty by association. They said yes to this. We'll be a part of it. Yes, do this. They sat there with these women, if you want to call them that, these trolls that played these parts, these feminist trolls, saying that anybody who dares criticize this movie is just a basement-dwelling incel and blah, blah, blah. They were part of that. They were part of that. And I know, just as I'm saying that right now, somebody's mid-sentence right now, I don't really blame Dan Aykroyd, though, because he was just, he's got to please the company and the... Stop it. Stop excusing bad behavior. I'm so sick of this. I'm sick to death of this. And people sound like delusional, simpering, battered wives. Oh, they were trying to impress their friends. They didn't really mean to call me that or hit me like that. No, stop it. Stop excusing bad behavior. Well, I know Jon Favreau explicitly stated in that interview that The Mandalorian leads right into the New Order and the sequel trilogy, but he had to say that. He had to say that because, he wants to work from within. Stop it. Stop it. You are naive and foolish. Stop it. And what other things? I don't really blame Henry Cavill because he's just an actor and he had to say those things to support the movie that he was in. And stop it. As if he didn't read the script and know exactly what kind of portrayal this story was going to be doing for Superman and signed his name to it, signed his face, his big flippin' ugly face to it. No, he did. Stop excusing bad behavior. These celebrities deserve to be held accountable. You can't pick and choose and decide, well, I'm not really so mad at that one, though, because I kind of like what they did, kind of like their stuff. No. Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Bill Murray owe the fans an apology, an outright apology. Now, I'm not saying that they are beyond redemption in the fans' eyes. No. And I haven't followed every little interview they've done, but in Dan Aykroyd's case, it seems like he's pretty much seen the light and pretty much admitted that, yeah, that was a horrible misstep. And from what I've heard from the last bit I followed, it seems like that. I'm not saying you can never forgive, but stop pretending that things they've done don't matter, and stop pretending that they don't exist, especially when they haven't come out and said, "Hey, we're going the wrong direction with this. Let's go this way." Stop that. So, I'm not beyond forgiveness and waiting and seeing about Afterlife. We'll get to that in a second. But stop pretending that we can just be totally excited again because they're all on board. It'd be great. I'm glad that their IMDb anyway says I'll believe Bill Murray's in the film when I see him in the film. Honestly, he owes us. He owes us big time for being the one to drag his heels and not let Ghostbusters 3 happen for as long as he did. Then to finally show up in that atrocity that was 2016 Ghostbusters. Oh, you better be back for a good, huge chunk of classic vintage Venkman action in this Ghostbusters Afterlife. I don't want to see a little cameo either. No. So, you have to take these things into account. This is what it means to truly be cautiously optimistic about something. I don't even like the word optimistic. I wouldn't even describe it, people should be optimistic. Not that you need to be a pessimist or anything, but we need to be realists about what Hollywood has done, who's working in Hollywood, and the kind of stuff they're giving us. I have not seen any deal breakers so far on Ghostbusters Afterlife, and that makes me happy. I haven't seen any deal breakers. In fact, the things I've seen are pretty cool, but they have been very careful not to really reveal too much. Jason Reitman did do a commentary track. I forget what website it was or whatever, where he was just discussing the things that you saw in this recent trailer. And I liked what he said. I did. I liked the things he said. But even then, he was still kind of holding the cards close to his chest. They're not going to reveal exactly what the story is. Specifically, I mean, we know the gist of it, but specifically, we don't know the extent to which Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray, will be involved. We do get to see Janine, that little glimpse in the trailer, and that was wonderful. I love seeing that. That's one of the things I'm kind of waiting on. I'm going to be pretty disappointed if all we get is little cameos, just little cameos. I think they owe us more than that, especially after 2016. Absolutely. Sigourney Weaver, Dana Barrett apparently is signed on too. So this is all good stuff. Good stuff. But I wouldn't say I'm cautiously optimistic. I would say I haven't seen a deal breaker yet. That's what I would say. And that's not me being a pessimist or just, too hard on them. That's simply saying that they have lost the right. Hollywood has lost the right to be innocent until proven guilty. It no longer has that right from you. It no longer has the right to expect for you just to go and give things a chance. No, we are so far beyond that. Stop pretending. Now Hollywood has to prove to you. They have to go out of their way to prove to you and win you over with trailers, with good behavior from their cast and crew on social media, from wonderful things that we hear on behind the scenes or special feature kind of things, featurettes or whatever. The ball's in their court. This is how it should be. Now, again, a lot of you are just not you here, but a lot of people out there are just simpering. Oh, I can't wait to go see that. They're going to be there for it, no matter what. So I don't like this term cautiously optimistic. I don't think they deserve us to be optimistic about it. I think if they continue to market the film without any deal breakers and with more and more things that look good and do look enticing, then yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'll go watch it. I will. And as long as I don't see a deal breaker. But I mean, my standards are high. And they should just roll over and agree to meet every single one of them too, because we're so far beyond this notion. This is what I kept hearing with Mandalorian when it came to Disney Star Wars. We have to work with Disney. We have to work with them. Come on, it's unrealistic to ask them just to completely dismantle Disney continuity. So we just need to work with them and support the little things that are doing good. But stop it. What kind of delusional, naive thinking actually thinks that's going to keep going your way? They don't care about you. They do not care about you. You are either ignorant or evil. That's it. If you're ignorant, good. Sit down, shut up, be preached to. If you're evil, then you need to get out the door. You need to stop it. Stop it. So we're so far beyond that. We don't need to work with them. No, the ball is completely in their court. They need to woo us big time. We are the cheerleaders of the high school movie. We are the beautiful cheerleaders in the high school film, and they are the dirty, rotten, nose picking, filthiest nerd, and they have to completely get a makeover and woo us in every way. That's what needs to happen here. How's that picture for you? Uh, they've got a lot of work to do of anybody who's discerning, and most people aren't. Most people simply aren't. Most people will roll right over and go see whatever, or pay for it or whatever, claim they pirated it. Even if they did pirate it, still part of the problem because they jump on social media and promote it, you know. So it's we talked about this. So that's in general what my approach is to Ghostbusters Afterlife.